Okay, so our mission here, our object is to solve these guys and come up with an answer. We see the or in the middle, and or means what? Union or intersection? Union, yeah, how about it, huh? Okay, so on the left-hand side, we want to get x by itself. That means what? Get rid of this guy, right? So plus 4 over here. That means we also have to plus 4 over there. Then, those guys are history. So now we have minus 4x on this side by itself. And then we have what? Minus 28 plus 4 is what? Minus 24? Minus 24. Now what? How do you get x by itself? Divide by whatever's in front of it. Ooh, it's a negative. Minus 4 over here, divide by minus 4 over there. Okay, and then the minus 4's cancel. So we get just plain x. But because we had to divide by a negative, this guy gets put in the opposite direction, right? So it was a less than. It now becomes a greater than. And then, of course, over here, negative over negative is positive. 24 over 4 is what? 6. Okay, so we have that. Now we got to look at this one over here. Same thing, we got to get rid of the 4 on that side, so x is by itself. So plus 4 over there, plus 4 over here. Those guys cancel, leaving just plain minus 4x. On that side, we have what? 28 plus 4 is 32. That's my guess. Then the dreaded, not really dreaded, dividing by a negative. Minus 4 on that side, divide by minus 4 on this side. Again, the minus 4's cancel out, leaving just plain x. But because we divided by a negative, this guy gets flipped. So it was a greater than, it now becomes a less than. And then over here, we had a positive on the top and a negative on the bottom. So that gives us a negative answer. And then 32 over 4 is what? 4 times 8 is 32. So we're talking negative 8. Okay. So now we graph these guys. The first one, x is greater than 6, but no straight line for equal to. So that means what? Parentheses, no straight line. So if we make these guys look relatively the same, let's go with 0 there.
It's not showing on the screen.
What?
I was trying to say something.
Oh. Oops, well, I saw it just fine. All right, let's take a look at this again then. Talking to myself, right? All right, so here are the two ones. We want to get rid of the 4 over here so that x is by itself. So we add 4 on that side, which means we also have to add 4 on that side. By doing that, these guys are history, right? So now the minus 4x is over here by itself. And minus 28 plus 4 minus 24. Then, to get x by itself, we have to divide by whatever's in front of it, which is minus 4. So there we go, dividing by a negative. And if we do that on that side, we also have to do it over here. So those guys cancel and leave us just plain x. Negative over negative is positive. 24 over 4 is 6. And because we divided by a negative, we flip the direction of this guy to that. Reverse it. Then over here, again, we need to get rid of the 4, so we put plus 4 there. Also have to do it there. Those guys cancel out, leaving just plain minus 4x right here. 28 plus 4, 32. Again, to get x by itself, divide by what's in front of it, which is a negative. So divide by negative 4. Divide this side by negative 4. These guys cancel out and leave us just plain x. Dividing by a negative means to reverse this thing, so there it is. And then positive over negative this time gives us a negative 32 over 4 is 8. Now that you're all caught up, we're going to go ahead and graph these guys. So I was in the process of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. That's 6 out here. And we're going to need to go to 8 for the other one, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8. Okay. This guy says x greater than 6, but not equal. So that means we're going to go with the parentheses and say greater than 6. So that goes out this way forever. To infinity and beyond. Why is to infinity and beyond funny? Because you can't get beyond infinity, right? Infinity's always out there and you're always trying to get to it, but you can't like pass it up. So that's why Buzz Lightyear is so funny. To infinity and beyond, you're like, beyond? What you talking about, Buzz Lightyear? So, then over here we've got x less than negative 8. So again, no straight line, so we're going to go with the parentheses. And less than is to the left. So now we're going to negative infinity and beyond. Okay? So, those are the two graphs that are going to give us a total no-brainer when it comes to if we're going to go ahead and put those into the notation where it makes some sense, which is the interval notation. But it looks like here on in our problem, they're asking for it in the other type of notation. But the answer is going to be what when we see or? So in other words, is this valid? Are we going to get in all numbers or there is no such number? No, this is the way it's supposed to look, right? When we see or, that means the union one. So if they did want this in the interval notation, we would look at this right here and say our left number is negative infinity, our right number is negative 8. We can never reach this, so we get the parentheses over there. And they gave us that the minus 8 had a parentheses. So this one then would be this, minus negative infinity, comma, minus 8, parentheses. And then we've seen that this type of thing, where these guys are shooting out in both directions, out to the left, out to the right, that is an or, and the or is this, right, the union. Then this guy up here, two parentheses, right, because this thing always gets a parentheses. So we get a parentheses here. Our left number is 6, comma, that's going to go out to infinity with another parentheses. Okay?